So the wonderful Gemma from Gem of Books. That's not a word that I should be struggling with on this channel. Books. Jeez. 5 letters is, about as many as I can say in a row, but I'm normally pretty good at books. The wonderful Gem of Books tagged me in the Spreading Some Booktube Love tag. Now, Gem is a wonderful channel. Of course, you should all be subscribed to her. She really does kick some butt. And this tag was created by another wonderful channel, Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl, who also kicks some butt, 2-footed sometimes. Now I'm going to completely change this tag because there's 14 prompts to shout out 14 booktubers. And I have to tell you a secret. When I've watched other people do this tag and I've found new booktubers, I've checked them out if they were in the first few questions. Once I got to question 9 or 10, I didn't bother so much. I want the people I shout out to all be checked out. I want you to subscribe to all of these wonderful channels. So we're going to make it short, we're going to make it sweet, and we're going to make these channels all good. Not that other channels that are getting shout outs aren't good. I'm not throwing shade out there. I mean, some of them aren't good, but we're not going to mention them. These channels are all good, and they all do something just a little bit different that I think just makes them stand out. They are all little, and they are all undersubscribed. I'm going to need to dish out some tough love booktube because AuthorTube is just better than booktube. I'm sorry, I love booktube, it's great, I'm all for it, but AuthorTubers make some amazing stuff. The intersection between humor and intelligent conversation is right on in AuthorTube, and there is nobody making better videos doing those things than Martha at Self-Righteous. She is dressing her arm up as a snake and then hitting on herself while she's talking about a romance novel. She is dressing up as both Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll for a review of it. She's making these really excellent observations and making me piss myself laughing at the same time. She's writing songs about random words that her subscribers gave to her. I recommended Nutmeg, and she's so undersubscribed. She's got less than 200 subs, and she's been on YouTube for years. It's one of these channels, when I look at how many subs they have, I just scratch my head. I think that channels that break the mold sometimes don't get as many subscribers as they need, as they deserve, as are warranted. And this channel definitely breaks the mold. Martha, the androgynous sounds of her voice are just brilliant. That's a reference to something she says. I'm not calling her voice androgynous in any, not that that is a derogatory thing to say. The next channel I want to shout out is Read Becker, because that is an excellent channel name for a start. I never know whether to call her Becker or Rebecca. I'm confused, but she makes really good videos. She reads quite a lot of speculative fiction and some literary fiction. She's one of those people that likes that little intersection. She makes these really intelligent observations about the books that she's reading. She really makes you think when you have read a book that she is reviewing, and she'll say one or two things and you're like, oh, I didn't notice that before. Really enhances the books you've read. Fantastic channel. Another channel that I think that is following this, let's do booktube, but let's do it really well, is Rachel's Reading Nook. I think that Rachel's just got an eye for framing her shot, and her lighting is off. I don't think I've seen another booktuber who has consistently as good lighting. I don't think that lighting and framing is the reason that you're watching booktube, though. She's got this really balanced review where she starts off with this really straightforward objective. This is a fantasy, this is literary fiction, this is magical realism, this is whatever the book is. Tells you a bit about the synopsis, tells you whether it's character focused, and it just gives you this really straightforward breakdown. And as you listen to that, you sort of go, oh, this sounds like my sort of book. And then she'll tell you what her thoughts were, and it can completely flip. So you're like really into what this book might be, and then she's like, but it didn't work for me, and it's or the opposite. The thing I like about her subjective reviews is that she's really good at describing a book that is not perfect but is good. She's really good at describing the bits of the books that she likes and the bits of the books she doesn't like, and give you that idea of the balance. You really get an idea of whether she thinks the book is better than average without even getting a star rating. when this book has both positive and negative aspects. And let's face it, 99% of the books we read have positive and negative aspects to them. And it's really good to witness somebody be so effective in their communication and allow you to determine whether that book works for you. Another wonderful booktuber. The next booktuber I want to shout out is the booktuber on this list that is the newest to me, and it is Book In with Deborah. I've only been subscribed to her for a few weeks now, and I just got this lovely feeling the first time I watched a video of, oh, I'm just going to like every video you make. You are just the sort of person that I like. Most of the time when I like a booktuber, I watch a video and I'm like, you work good. And I watch another one and I'm like, oh yeah, pretty good. And then it takes me, a dozen videos to sort of go, oh, they're really good. But every now and then I just get this good feeling about somebody, and I've got this good feeling with Deborah. Now, Deborah is a booktuber who I specifically recommend Roz from Skelly Dandling About the Books check in, because Deborah and Roz have something in common about their channel. They are both trying to read a book from every country in the world. It's one of these challenges that everybody loves, isn't it? The thing I like about people who try to read around the world is there is so much literature out there, and there are so many different cultures, and to open yourself up to them and to find the ones that work for you, it's such a wonderful experiment into teaching you what you like about books and to get you to appreciate different things. And these booktubers really do introduce you to books that you wouldn't have heard of, and they're always wonderful books. They always find hidden gems. Now, Deborah also really enjoys feminist literature, so if you're into feminist books, go check her out. The last channel I want to recommend from this batch is Abigail from Naked History. Abigail is another published author who is doing book reviews, so this sort of half authortube, half booktube thing. What I really like about Abigail's channel is that she is not interested in following the booktube cliches. I've not seen a TBR video on her channel. The other thing that I think she does that's really different is when she reads a book that she enjoys, there's not just like a book review video out for it. There's multiple videos about this book, and they're all different, and they don't overlap. It creates really different and good and interesting content. She reads a lot of classic literature. Her favourite book is Clarissa, and so she likes that really early classic stuff, pre-Victorian. If you are into classics, this is a channel you 100% must check out. It's like Katie from Books and Things, but indie. So that's it. That's the 5 channels I've recommended. I've tried to recommend some small channels that you may not have heard of. Hopefully there's a new channel in here for everybody. They all put the effort into their videos to make sure their content is. That's something that I really appreciate as a viewer of BookTube, when somebody goes to that little bit of extra effort to make their narrative of their video flow better. So I hope you found somebody new and somebody to get excited about and somebody a bit different. Have a nice day. Bye.